Welcome to the Athletes Canvas channel, where the athletes display their God-given gift, talent, and ability. Today, we want to talk about two topics. We want to talk about two topics today. I want to talk about the Jamaica men's senior football team. I want to talk about the English Premier League. So let's jump right into it. I am your host, Brooksy. Yes, Brooks is the host for today's show, for today's channel. So let's jump right into it. All right. We want to talk about the Jamaica football team, Jamaica senior football team. They failed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup automatically. They failed to qualify to the playoff to the system where they play three teams. They play the likes of Trinidad and Tobago, Bermuda, and Curacao. They failed to qualify. On the other hand, Curacao was the team that automatically qualified by beating Jamaica 2-0 in Curacao, and they drew at the National Stadium against Jamaica the final day of qualification. So they qualify for the World Cup automatically. They're the smallest nation to qualify for the World Cup. And Jamaica have to go to the playoff system to see if they can qualify by playing New Caledonia and Congo. Anyway, I doubt they will make it. Reason for saying that is, I'm not trying to be negative, but reason for saying is the local base player that the coach, Mr. Speed, is playing, those players lack international experience. Those players lack international experience. And also the coach, he lack international experience. So I don't see them qualify based on that. And the contrast, the overseas based player, they they are lacking game time at their respective club. Most of them, 60% of them, are lacking game time at their respective club. So that is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster. So I can't see them qualify by putting a team together to play Congo and New Caledonia. I can't see it. I can't see it. Even if they mustered up a team and play, I can't see them win. I can't see them win. So I don't know. The ball is round and anything can happen. All right. Let's jump into the English Premier League. The English Premier League is the best league in the world. The English Premier League is the most exciting league in the world. And when you want to watch football or soccer, whichever one you call it, look no further than the English Premier League. Let us give you some scores and analysis and opinion of what happened in and around the English Premier League. So let's jump right into it. First game we have for you is the game between Aston Villa and Leeds. That game drew 1-1 apiece. Aston Villa won and Leeds won. So they drew 1-1 apiece. And the next game that we have is Bournemouth versus West Ham. Bournemouth and West Ham play to a 0-0 lackluster draw where both teams they get a fair amount of opportunity to take the lead but fail to score. So both teams fail to score. So they end up 0-0. West Ham 0 and Bournemouth 0. And let's jump right into the next game. The next game that we have is Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth is newly promoted to the Premier League this season, but they are struggling. They are in the relegation zone, while Chelsea is on the top half of the table. And Chelsea took the lead. Chelsea took the lead, but Bournemouth came back and equalized. Chelsea finished the game with 10 men. Chelsea finished the game with 10 men. And Bournemouth was putting them under pressure with that men advantage, with 1 man advantage, but it didn't pay off. Chelsea stood firm and they came away with a point in this game. The next game that we have is Brentford versus Brighton. Brighton, they beat Brentford 2 goals to nil. Yeah, they beat Brentford 2 goals to nil. Honestly, I think Brighton would have get something out of the game, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. They didn't. They lost to Brighton. Brighton scored and kept a clean sheet. Yeah, Brighton scored and kept a clean sheet. So Brighton 2, Brentford nil. The next game that we have is Manchester City. Manchester City versus Newcastle. Manchester City 2 and Newcastle 1. Manchester City took the lead first by Nico Henry. Nico O'Reilly. And Newcastle, they scored to tie the game 1-1 apiece. Then Nico O'Reilly found another brace to make it 2. So he scored twice to put his team ahead. And they have to hold on because Newcastle was throwing everything at them. Newcastle was throwing everything, even the kitchen sink. Newcastle was throwing everything. But Manchester City, they held on to their 2 goal lead. They held on to their 2 goal lead. That game ended up Manchester City 2, Newcastle 1. The next game we have is Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. Nottingham Forest, and they were fighting Liverpool all the way up till in the last portion of regulation time. Yes, the last portion of regulation time. Liverpool came up with a goal by McAllister. McAllister, he scored twice, but one of them VAR disallowed because the ball hit his hands and go into the goal. The Nottingham Forest player was clearing the ball when it hit the back of his back arm and go into the goal. So they ruled that out. And then moments later, a minute or two later, same McAllister scored the all important goal to give his team Liverpool 3 points. So Liverpool won. Nottingham Forest nil. And the next game we have is Crystal Palace. They played Wolves and they beat Wolves 1 goals to nil. Crystal Palace beat Wolves 1 goals to nil. And I was thinking that Wolves going to come fighting based on what they did to Arsenal this week. They drew 2-2 with Arsenal. So I was thinking that since as they played that well, they're gonna come, with their with their tail in the air and they come to play Crystal Palace, but that didn't happen. They lost to Crystal Palace 1-0. The next game we have is Sunderland versus Fulham. And Sunderland, they lost twice. This is their second loss. This is their second time. This is the second time they lost at home. Liverpool is the first team that beat Sunderland at home, and now Fulham beat Wolves at home. So they lost twice at home for the season. So Sunderland 1, Fulham 3. And the next game that we have for you is the North London Derby, where Tottenham versus Arsenal. Tottenham 1, Arsenal 4. You have Eberechi Eze scored twice, and Victor Gyökeres scored twice. So Gyökeres twice and Eberechi Eze twice. They give their team Arsenal the all-important victory in the North London Derby. So Arsenal 4 and Tottenham 1. The only lone game that we have for you that played today is the game between Everton versus Manchester United. Everton play in their new stadium, but that didn't help. That didn't help today. Manchester United, they came away 1-0 winner. So Manchester United 1, Everton 0. And this is all we have for you in the English Premier League Roundup Show. So like, share, and subscribe to the Athletes Canvas channel, where the athletes display their God-given gift, talent, and ability. And you can also leave a comment how we can improve this channel. So like, share, and subscribe to the Athletes Canvas channel. Until next time.